Yes, ma'am. Recording is started.
Morning. Today I welcome you all to the 18th Shiksha Anusandhan Weekly Academic Lecture organized by our department. So today we have with us as our esteemed speaker Dr. Amit Kumar Verma, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, IIT Patna, and the topic of his talk, polar cross and mathematics. Dr. Verma has earned his PhD from IIT Kharagpur 2009 on the topic of existence and uniqueness result for a class of continuous singular three-point polynomial problems. Working on entirely different research areas is one of his hobbies. His current expertise includes diverse research areas such as monotone iterative techniques, upper and lower solutions, nonlinear, singular, and multi-point boundary value problems, epitaxial code problems, non-standard finite difference schemes, homotopy perturbation, theory and computation with the aid of wavelets, etc. With the aid wavelets, etc. Dr. Verma has published 61 research papers in peer-reviewed journals of international repute. He is collaborating with some of the internationally renowned, highly cited authors. Three of his scholars have completed their PhD under his guidance, and five are currently working. Along with these, several MTech and MSc students are also working with him at IIT Patna. He is reviewing articles for American Mathematical Society, Math Scinet, and working as a regular reviewer for various journals of international repute. So once again, I welcome Dr. Verma to deliver his talk. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Abhijit. And I'm grateful to Saurabh that he has given me this opportunity to interact with you. So, uh, I was thinking what to discuss. I was discussing it with Saurabh. Then, while discussing with him, I thought that okay, let us discuss the polar coordinates, polar curves, and how the Mathematica can be used actually in teaching the polar coordinate system or plotting to students. So I think there are some students, at least some students must be there in the today's meeting. Are there students?
Yes, yes.
How many MSc students are there or BTech?
MSc and PhD students.
MSc
Yes.
and PhD students. Okay. So I hope that all of you will interact and make the lectures more interesting. It will be kind of an interactive session, just not like a lecture that I'm delivering and you're listening. Uh, Let me share the screen. Okay. So is the screen visible?
Yes, please.
Okay. So no, this is not the one. This is not the PDF I'm looking for. Anyways, Okay. So let me discuss something about the history of polar coordinates. So we know that Greeks have always been, way ahead, and it was Greek who were like knowing about polar coordinates in terms of angles and radius long back. Hipparchus, he used polar coordinates in finding out star positions. He was an astronaut actually. Then Archimedes, he discussed about spirals whose radius depends on angle. And Cavalieri was uh, he was the first person to use coordinate to find out area within an Archimedean spiral. Blaise Pascal used first time polar coordinates to find out length of parabolic arc. And Isaac Newton, he was everywhere. So he used first time the polar coordinates to locate the point in a plane. And Jacob Bernoulli used pole and polar axis. That's what we use nowadays when we discuss about uh, polar coordinate system. The actual term of polar coordinates was used by Gregorio Fontana, and the term polar coordinates appeared in English in the book the translation of Lacroix's differential and integral equation. The translation was done by George Peacock. And Clairaut and Euler, extended the concept of polar coordinates to 3 dimensions. And full history can be found out in the book Origin of Polar Coordinates. It was written by Harvard professor Julian Lovell. Now let us raise some questions. I hope that is my slide visible to students?
Yes, it is visible to all of us.
So I would like to see if I ask the questions to MSc students, what answer they should be giving. If anyone is like to tell the answer. If I ask you to plot this r less than equal to 1, so what it will represent? Anyone?
सौम्या ज्वाइन करो सेमिनार.
Hello, anyone would like to interact, please? So if I ask what is the plot of this?
You can also log in through your mobile.
Saurabh, are you there? I don't know you can name some of the students to maybe answer. I cannot recognize. You people know who are your students. You can ask them to at least. Abhijit ji.
Yes, Puspa. Puspa. Rajiv.
No one is interacting.
Wait, sir.
So I'm looking for very simple plots.
Saurabh Das.
If you know the polar system, you can immediately respond.
Yes, sir.
Please respond to Dr. Verma. Saurabh.
Sir, I joined right now. What was
So what is the? I'm just
Yes.
asking what is the plot of these equations, inequalities?
Sir has given the polar coordinates, Saurabh. So you know in the polar coordinates what r stands for and what theta stands for. So
What is the plot? R less than equal to 1, what is the plot? R less than 1, what is the plot? Theta pi by 2, what is the plot?
graph?
Yeah, graph. I'm looking for the graph.
Verbally, you can explain.
You just tell.
It is.
Huh?
It is just like in x-axis, it should be less than it should be equal to pi by 2, and
Theta equal to pi by 2. Saurav, where is it that theta equal to pi by 2? It is in the x, in the y-axis.
What is r less than equal to 1? What is r?
If there are any other students feeling comfortable to the question, they may answer also, apart from Saurabh. Anybody can respond.
Yeah, anyone can respond.
Many students have joined, sir.
So if they interact, that will be good. So I want to know what exactly they know, so that will help me, focusing the portions which I want to, emphasize.
Yes, yes.
Akash, Akasmika, Apul, Atanu.
Akasmika is a faculty.
Yeah. Gaurav, Meenakshi, Payal. Anyone can respond, right? Just try to guess it. Don't feel that see, I tell you frankly, when I started teaching, I started my teaching career from BITS Pilani. So when I joined and I started teaching, initially I took tutorials 1 year, then I started taking classes which contains around 400 students, lecture classes. So then I started having this feeling that I did not know anything prior when I started teaching it. So I'll tell what you should follow and where are the problems, but some feedback is required.
Akash Kumar, do you want to interact? Do you want to answer the question?
The question is very simple. I'm looking for this graph of these. R is just is radius vector, length of the radius vector, right?
Yeah.
So what it should be? Like,
Basically, if you take the x and y as a polar coordinates in form of cos theta and sin theta, it will be a circle.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you are saying that we are taking r is less than 1, then we are not including the boundary points there.
Yes. So mainly, let me use it. So mainly when I ask the question, generally the answer that I get is r less than 1 means you get circle
Yeah, r
excluding
is
the
actually
boundary.
the distance of the point from the given or
And if I use this, then it will be a disk where if it will be a disk where this boundary will also be included, right? Now theta equals to pi by 2 is actually
the first quadrant.
Theta pi by 2 is this line only,
Line.
because it is only pi. Fine. Now let us not exactly. So what is the answer correctly? I don't discuss right now. Let me move ahead. Then you yourself will be telling the answer, final answer. It's not the final answer.
Yes, sir.
Now let me go ahead. So just brief introduction. So in polar system, you have pole. So origin is referred as pole. It was discussed by Bernoulli first time. I just right now I told, and this is the initial line. Okay, this is the initial line, and for any point P, we represent the coordinate by r and theta. R is the length of the radius vector, and theta is this angle, right? So any point on polar plane is represented by r theta. R is the length of the radius vector. Theta is the angle. Now, what is the most interesting point about polar coordinate system is that when we say this is some 30 degree maybe, and this is say 1, so it will be 1, 30. right? Say this point P. But I can add, say, 2 pi in this. I'll be reaching again here. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
So it means to say that polar coordinates are not unique. In Cartesian, so corresponding to every point in the Cartesian plane, you have a unique representation in terms of xy. But when you discuss about polar coordinates, for a given point, there are infinitely many representations. This is the first thing. And that is why polar graphs are very, very interesting. Right? When I say y equals to cos x, you know the graph. But as soon as I say r equals to cos theta, like it is not the graph of cos x in Cartesian system. In polar system, r equals to cos theta is an entirely different curve. And the reason being this, first of all, definitely how r and theta is read, that matters. But again, that every point has infinitely many representations is also a very important fact. And so we write polar coordinates as r comma theta, where r is written first and theta later, right? We follow this notion. There is one important fact that all of you should note down, that the angle is directed. What does it mean? That if we move in this direction, then theta is positive. If we move below x-axis in clockwise direction, then theta is negative, right? So suppose I am here 30 degrees below. So what can be the possible coordinate of this point? 1 unit length. 1 unit length. What will be
What
the
is theta?
possible?
This is r is 1, theta is minus 60.
Theta is minus 30. Right?
Okay.
Correct. What can be the other possibility? 1, comma
1 and 2 pi plus 30.
2 pi minus 30.
2 pi minus 30. 2.
So you can see, so theta is directed. In Cartesian system, you know, both x and y are directed. In Cartesian system, both x and y are directed. If you go towards this, x is positive. If you go towards in this direction, x is negative. Here y positive and here y negative, right? In this direction. Likewise, in polar system, theta is directed. I've already discussed. R is also directed. R is also directed. What does it mean? That suppose at a given theta, say theta is 30, if r is 1, we are here. Now if I ask you what is minus 1 comma 30, what will be the point? Tell me. I said theta directed is very well understood because it is clockwise, it is positive, it is counterclockwise, it is counterclockwise, it is positive, clockwise, it is negative. R is also directed. How it is directed? That if I say on this 30 degree, if I move in the opposite direction, then I'll be reaching at this point. Is that point clear to all of you?
But can you write down theta is 30 degree in that case?
Theta?
Yes,
Is
yes.
30 degree that case? No.
So
R is
R is
minus-
directed, theta is directed. Both are directed. So this is a custom we follow, right?
So, sir, is this the representation from your angle, or is this the perspective from your side?
No. It is. I am following a book. I will just tell at the end.
Okay. Fine.
So that is what I am telling. When I started teaching, and I started reading, because everyone knows just replace r x square plus y square equals to r, and sine r equals to cos theta is x, and r sine theta is x equals to r cos theta, y equals to r sine theta. So just divide, you get theta. But actually, most of the people, they are not aware about that r is also directed. Theta directed, everyone knows.
Yes.
So this is a custom which is universal. I'm not doing anything new, but actually we are not taught this way. Okay. So polar coordinates of the origin is basically 0 comma theta, because okay, let me use that. Okay. And polar coordinates of the initial line is theta 0 or greater than equal to 0. So I have to use this. So what do you think? This is the initial line, this is the pole. So what will be the polar coordinate of
R 0.
0 is maybe one possibility.
No, R 0.
R0, but theta can be any angle. So we represent 0 comma theta is the coordinate of pole.
Yeah.
Not 0, because theta has to be there, but there can be any theta, right? There can be any theta. So theta is in general written. What is the coordinate? What is the representation of initial line? Theta 0 r greater than equal to 0. Because r is directed. If I say r less than 0, so that means this is also covered. But initial line means only one-sided x-axis. This is how we define initial line. Okay. So this is okay. So polar coordinates are not unique. I've already explained you. So like if this point is 2 comma pi by 6, and you can find out this angle in clockwise direction also, it is minus 11 pi by 6, then the same point can be represented by 2 comma minus 11 pi by 6, right? So polar coordinates are not unique. Then polar coordinates can have negative r values also. For example, this point, say here in this direction, this is 2 comma 7, this angle is 7 pi by 6 in counterclockwise direction, and if you take 2 distance, then this is 2 comma 7 pi by 6. Now I can write this in terms of negative r also. I have already told you for the minus 31 case. So this is 30 degree but minus 2, so you will be here again. So every point, yes.
So R is minus 2. What about theta?
Theta is pi by 6. So let me explain. So how do you decide which side you are? So this is a like important question. Like everybody is looking for. So suppose theta is given something, any theta. Say theta is theta naught. So you may be here, maybe. Suppose. Okay, this is theta naught. Now if r is this is theta naught. So okay, so if r is positive, if r is positive, you are here. If r is negative, then what will happen? You will be in
minus
the
R.
So this
My
is how you
question is
decide.
whether that will still be theta naught or something else.
This is theta naught. This is theta naught, fixed, whatever. So you first find out in which quadrant you are. Then if r is positive, you are in the same quadrant. If r is negative, you are in the opposite quadrant. This is how you will decide the position of the point.
That means what we understand, when R and theta are positive, then it is in first quadrant, right?
It depends on theta. It depends on theta. Suppose if your
theta say acute. So R theta in first quadrant, right?
If r is positive, then you are in first quadrant. Correct.
Then if R is negative,
you are here.
Then it will go to the third quadrant, right?
Yes, good, correct.
But what about theta? Shall we change as pi plus theta or something like
theta.
that?
Now if I say 0 Okay. So,
Hmm.
and then r negative. So you are here. Sorry,
Okay.
pi by 2.
Hmm.
So
Then
you are
you are
here.
in. Okay, I understand. I understand. That's all right. Hmm.
Now you can be here also if theta is between pi and
2 pi by
3
2
pi by
pi.
2
Hmm.
and r is
Huh.
positive. Still you are here.
Yeah, that is the normal system.
Yeah. And if you are here and r is negative, then you are again here. So
Okay.
theta can change. Theta can be even 2 pi 2, 2 pi 2, 5 pi by 2. And if r is negative, you are again here.
Hmm. Correct.
Okay.
But
So
we
this,
take the principal.
yes.
Sir,
We take the principal one.
sir. So if we change the sign of r, then we have to add pi to the theta. If you add theta plus pi,
It seems you are. I don't know exactly what do you mean, but I think you are. And what goes in your mind, I don't know. So exactly what do you think? I don't know. But
means let's say r comma theta is there, and if we change r to minus r, then we have to add theta plus pi.
So you have to follow this rule that once you decide where is theta, suppose theta is here, this is your theta naught. Then if r is positive, you are on this side. If r is negative, you are on the opposite side. This is the rule.
Saurabh,
Yes, sir.
Saurabh, when you are taking R to be negative, don't change that theta naught. Suppose theta naught is in first quadrant with R positive, then the
Yes.
same point will be found as minus R theta naught or R pi plus theta naught, you can say.
So that is very good that all of you could
Yes.
understand it. So let me move ahead. So polar coordinates can have negative r values, and then I've already discussed that every point has infinitely many representations in terms of plus theta minus theta, in terms of plus r minus r. So every point has infinitely many representations, right? Now, okay. So what is r equals to a now? How do we understand what is r equals to a?
That applies on this is A and 0.
A is some positive, maybe no, nothing is given. Definitely, you can say
A,
A is some
A,
A may be
0.
anything, but it is definitely a fixed quantity. But A may be anything. So if r equals to 0, it is a point definitely, because you will not move out of pole. But if r equals to A, so what do we get?
For positive A, it is in positive x-axis.
So
For
r equals
negative
to
A,
A is a point. Here, say maybe if it is theta naught, right? But I'm not giving any condition on theta naught. So theta is variable. So if theta is given, then only it is a point. If theta is not given, theta is a variable, then this point can move. But distance is not going to change. So you get a circle. Now
obviously.
the question is if r equals to a, it is a circle. So r equals to 1 is a circle. R equals to minus n is also a circle. But the point will start from different points. Suppose r equals to 1 is there and theta is 0. So you are here actually, initially. And you move like this if you increase theta, right? But if you are using this curve, you get the same circle, but the orientation will be different. If theta is 0, then you will be here actually, because r minus 1 is here. So again you will start moving in this direction if you increase theta, but starting point will be different. You get a circle, finally you get a circle in both cases, but from where you start is different. A theta 0 for this curve, you are here. Theta 0 for this curve, you are here, right? Okay, so this is a circle. Okay, and what about theta equals to theta naught?
This is a ray.
This is array. So how do you get it?
I suggest students, MSc students and PhD scholars to interact. Please.
They are scared, I don't know. Anyway, they should not be afraid of telling wrong answers. Don't worry about it. So theta equals to theta naught theta equals to theta naught is fixed, right? So some angle, maybe this. And you know, R is not fixed. R is independent right now. So on this line, R can be anything. On this line, R can be anything. So if R is positive, so you will, if R is positive, you will get this. If R is negative, you will get the opposite one. Right. So theta equals to this is actually, sorry.
So, sir, if R is positive, then we start theta from 0 to 0, and if R is negative.
So if I say, as soon as I have not given anything, I only give R, theta equals to theta naught. So you get this entire line extending from minus infinity to infinity. But if as soon as I say theta this, R is equal to 0, then what will happen? You get this one only.
Yes.
This one only. You will not get the part which is below. Correct. Now let me move ahead. So I am able to communicate. You are able to understand. Good. So now, suppose I ask you to plot inequalities. Now let me ask you again. Let me ask you again the same question which I asked in the beginning. So what will be the plot? Theta equals to pi by 2. Same question again I have asked in the beginning.
Sir, R is equal to positive. R is positive.
R, no condition is given. No condition on R is given.
Then the y-axis.
You get entire y-axis. It is not only this part. It contains entire y-axis. This is the difference. Now again, I have some simple exercises. So just try to make you understand things. So what will be the plot of this? R greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 2, theta 0 to pi by 2. So let me, what was that? R less than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to 1, and theta 0 to pi by 2. What will be the plot?
So in first quadrant, from 0 to 2, there will be no coordinates. Then 1 to 2, there in first quadrant.
Because theta is between 0 to, and pi by 2, R is between 0 and 1. So if you see, if you just do not consider this part, only this part you consider. So you will be getting this one, right? And this one also. If you are not fixing R, with R is greater than 1 and less than 2, and it is only positive. So negative, this part is gone. Right? This part is gone. It cannot be there. Now R starts from 1, right? And it goes up to 2.
Yes, sir.
So basically, they are circular arcs between 1 and 2. So you get this kind of thing, right? Okay. Now, so I have some other questions too for you. What about this theta pi by 4 minus 3 to 2? Theta R is between minus 3 and 2. Theta is pi by 4, I think. Yes. So theta pi by 4, if no condition on R is given, then what do you get? What do you get?
In first
Entire line you get. Now r is from -3 and 2. So you have to just take 3 units here and 2 units here. So it will the r will be between this only. So you'll get
Correct.
this portion, right? Now we don't have much time, so let me move little faster. Now let me come back to this question. This question, r less than or equal to 1. What it will represent? Tell me. I asked it in the beginning. In the beginning, I asked it.
It is just a circular disc.
Okay, so I am looking for this r. I am looking for r less than or equal to 1. Okay, so let me plot it for you. You say it is a circular disc. Now I can say that your answer is not correct. Your answer is wrong. Why? Just try to understand. See, theta is, there is no restriction on theta. Okay, there is no restriction on theta. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So there is no restriction on theta. So what will happen if you fix theta naught? Say for the time being, r equals to 1 will be this. So this will be 1 comma theta naught. So r equals to r less than 1. This is r equals to 1, and r less than 1 means these all points, these points, these points, these points. But we don't say that it is always positive. R can be negative also. Am I correct?
So then it will be the entire XY plane.
Now theta is free. Theta is free.
Yes.
There is no restriction on theta. So what do you get if you rotate it? Rotate it. What will you get?
XY plane. Yeah.
Entire plane.
Yes.
So answer is entire polar plane. Okay. Then I come back again to this question which I asked. What was the question? Sorry, it was r actually. R less than 1. What is the question? This is the question. What is the answer?
Same.
Answer is same, because you are going to leave only this point. You are going to leave only this point, but it does not matter. You have to rotate it again, but you again get the entire polar plane. Okay, so this is also, answer is again entire polar plane. Now another question which I have written in the slides. This is yes, minus pi by 2 to pi. Very interesting. Ajay ji.
हाँ मैं हूँ
Minus pi to pi by 2. Who was telling? Which student was telling? Now what will happen? What will happen?
Saurabh, answer. Where is minus pi?
Minus pi is here. Okay.
Yes.
Pi by 2 is here. So
these three. Yes.
This will be there.
Yes.
This will be there.
Yes.
Okay. And this will not be there.
No.
Okay. So is this the answer? Answer is again wrong. Till now. Or incomplete. Why it is incomplete? Ajay ji. Because when theta is this, r can be negative.
Yes.
So this is also included. And if you are here, r can be negative, so this is also included. So it is entire plane again.
Correct. Then in that case, what about theta, Dr. Verma? If you are saying in the second quadrant,
So polar coordinates, are not unique. That is the issue. It is all happening because of that. Every point has infinitely many representation. So for one representation, it may not be there, but for the other, it may be there. So when theta is here, r is negative because there is no condition on r. So this is also included when r is positive, and this is also included for the same theta. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have some homework. Just let me quickly skip this. Okay, so I also discussed everything. So these are the key features. This also let me skip because, and everyone knows this, that how to convert this polar into, everyone knows. This is how we are actually taught, right? So I'm not very much bothered about it. You can anyway convert it into polar system. Okay. Now let us talk about symmetry and some other things. I'll skip certain slides. How do you check? So when you plot a curve, okay, Abhijit,
Yes, sir.
who is coordinating it? You are coordinating it?
Yes.
Okay. So how much time I have? Because it is already, I have taken around
15 minutes more.
So I would like to teach continuously.
Yes, yes.
So if any doubt is there, I'll because you gave 15 minutes for discussion. So I'll keep discussing it. If anyone asks anything in between, I'll clarify.
Sure.
So for discussion, I think we don't require anything because I'm already discussing it. So let me go ahead. So how do you check symmetry of a curve in Cartesian system? Tell.
symmetric with respect to what?
If you replace, say, x by minus x, then if fx is same as f of minus x, then what happens?
Symmetric about.
It is symmetric about
with respect to y-axis.
Y-axis. And if it is not true, then what can you say about the symmetry about y-axis?
What is your question?
Like if it is satisfying it, that fx equals to minus x, then it is symmetric about y-axis.
Obviously.
If it is not true, then
not
if
symmetric.
it is not true, it is not symmetric. Okay, fine. Now let me discuss the how do you check symmetry. So you have already very well understood what I wanted to tell. So how do you check symmetry about x-axis in polar system? So this is the point r theta, and this is the reflection of r theta on polar line. Polar lines or x-axis. So its reflection will be r comma minus theta.
Yes, sure.
And minus r pi minus theta, because pi minus theta will be here if r is positive. So if r is negative, you are here again. So you put this, and if there is no change, or you put this if there is no change, then you say the curve is symmetric about x-axis. Correct?
Oh.
What I wanted to tell is that
correct.
So if you are here, so this is theta, this is r comma theta, and if you are here, this is r comma minus theta, or you can say minus r pi minus theta, because if you say this angle is pi minus theta, and this is r comma pi minus theta. If I take r negative, I'll be here, right? So this is p, and this is say q. If f r theta is same as f of is equal to f of r comma minus theta, or f of r theta is equal to f of minus r pi minus theta, then what will happen? Then
This curve is also
curve is
symmetric.
symmetric. Curve is symmetric.
Yes.
about x-axis. Okay, now let me move ahead quickly because I have several other things to tell. Now, so similarly, I can find out symmetry about y-axis. Minus theta minus r and r comma pi minus theta, right? So I am checking one for positive r and I am checking one for negative r, right? Or both I am checking. If equation satisfies what I wrote earlier for x-axis, if the same is true for y-axis, it will be symmetric about y-axis. Similarly, I can check symmetry about origin. Symmetric about origin means if this point lies on the curve, then the point in the opposite direction also lies on the curve. So minus r comma theta or r comma pi plus theta. Okay. And we have one more symmetry. Let me quickly go ahead. What I wanted to tell is you can find it out. I'll tell the source where to find out. But this will not. This test will not be there in that book. Also, we used to teach this in the. It is prepared by some faculty in our team. So if the point, so this tells about the symmetry about y equals to x axis. So if this, so you take the reflection of the point along the line y equals to x. You take the reflection. So this point you get. And you can find out the coordinate of this point for r positive and r negative. So it will be this point, r comma pi by 2 minus theta and minus r comma pi by 2 minus theta. Minus of pi by 2 minus theta. So if this also satisfies the curve, then curve is symmetric about the line y equals to x. Now I have an interesting equation. So if I write r equals to sine theta by 2, and suppose I am checking its symmetry about x-axis. So what are the tests? I'll be putting r comma minus theta, and I'll be putting minus r pi minus theta.
Yes.
Pi minus theta minus r. Is this right?
Yes, correct.
Now
correct.
substitute in the equation. What do you get? Is it satisfied? Or if I write this,
Not satisfying.
both not satisfied.
Hmm.
So what is the conclusion?
It's not symmetric.
No, that is the problem. So no, that is the problem. Why it is happening? So there is one more thing that, like, if two symmetries are true, suppose there is one more fact everyone must be knowing. If the curve is symmetric about x-axis and y-axis, it is symmetric about origin, right? If curve is symmetric about, so if there are four kind of symmetries, if two is true, the third three kind of symmetries: x-axis, y-axis, and origin. Sorry. If two is true, then the third one is automatically true. It is well known. Now, the question is, what if the test fails? I have already given you one example. If r equals to sine theta by 2, then test fails. So you cannot say that curve is not symmetric. You can say the test is inconclusive. The test fails. Like in Cardian system, you can conclude it is not symmetric. But in case of polar, you cannot say. The reason being again the same, that every curve has infinitely many representations. So it might happen that for two representations you checked, that did not work. But that does not mean that curve is not symmetric. Curve is symmetric. No, sorry, that does not mean that curve is not symmetric. So you are checking only for two representations and that is failing. So that does not imply that curve is not symmetric. So you have to exhaust all the possibilities, only then you can say it is not symmetric. So I have already shown you example. I'll show the plot also, what r equals to sine theta by 2 looks like. So let me quickly go ahead. So slope of the curve I am skipping because it is not very much needed. So there are two types of methodology. One is plotting, that is table plotting. Everyone knows how to table plot. So how the table plotting is done? You just plot theta and you just make a table of r and theta, and then for every theta you mark the points and then connect it. You get the plot. But table plotting is not easy because you need to have too many points known, then only you can get the exact idea of the curve. So like this equation is cardioid. You can plot it in Mathematica, right? The command is this polar plot, something like that. Now again, I have 2 slides because I am running out of time. So I'll be just skipping the slides, but I'll tell you how to do it in Mathematica. That I'll tell. So how do you do it in Mathematica? Let me show it to you. So let me open some. So in Mathematica, what you do is slideshow. So first of all, you want to learn anything in Mathematica, go to help. Can you see that? Go to Wolfram documentation.
Yes.
And you want to do whatever you want to do, just type it and search it. You get the commands and examples, a lot of things are given, right? So Mathematica gives you a command for polar plot. So polar plot is the command. Polar plot. And suppose you want to plot, so every command in Mathematica is written as a capital letter. And if like polar is a command, plot is a command, both are joined. Since both are joined, so that is why we have this command in which there are 2 capital letters. But every command in Mathematica starts from a capital letter. But there can be commands which are made up of several commands. So in those commands you can have capital letters 2-3 times also. And you can see the sign also I have written as this capital letter. Then I want to plot, say, sine theta by 2. So t is the variable I am taking. Suppose I want to plot it from say 0 to 2 pi. So what will I get? This. Now if I increase the range, what did I get? 4 pi. I can further increase it, say 8 pi. What will happen? So you can see that now it is not changing. So what is the plot of sine t by 2? This curve. This curve is symmetric about origin. This curve is symmetric about x-axis or not?
Yes.
Yes,
It is
sir.
symmetric, but the test failed. You see. So failing the test in polar system does not imply, unless you exhaust all the possibilities, does not imply that the curve is not symmetric. Okay. So this is the use of Mathematica in, you can understand polar plots or maybe 3D curves. Plot 3D is the command. So you can explore that also. Now polar this table plotting is easy, right? Anyone can do it. Okay. So let me ask a simple question. Say if I ask you to find out area enclosed by this curve r equals to sine theta. So what do you think? What is this curve? What is this curve? R equals to 2 sine theta. What is this curve? So actually one simple way, suppose you don't understand much about polar curves, so this you can write. So you know what is this curve?
Sir, it would be 2y.
Yes, correct. So I wrote it. Okay, thank you. 2y. So what will I get? X square plus y minus 1 whole square equals to 1. Right. So what do you get? Tell me.
Students can answer.
This circle?
It's a circle.
This circle, right? This circle. And if I ask you to find out the area of the circle by using integral, this integral, you must have learned this integral 1 by square d theta. You must have learned this. This is known to you from graduation, I think. So what will be the limit here? Can you tell that? What is the limit?
Please respond.
0 to pi by 2.
0 to pi by 2. Why?
The theta.
If I change it, if I do this, r equals to 2 cos theta, then what will be the answer? It will be now this circle. And I am asking you the area. What will be the answer now? Okay, so let me explain because it will take some time. So basically, most of the time, students don't realize that for which theta the entire curve is drawn. Okay, so unless you know the for which theta values the entire curve is drawn, you are going to put the wrong limits. So the correct limit is actually 0 to pi. Okay, 0 to pi. And the reason being this entire circle is drawn between 0 and pi only. You need not go to 2 pi. Okay, for example, if you just make here some changes to sine and just write here pi. See, up to between 0 and pi the entire circle is drawn, right? You need not go to you need not go to 2 pi. This is very important fact that you should remember. Now, so there is a methodology known as faster graphing. There is a methodology known as faster graphing. So this is the final topic I would like to cover. Then I'll just show one or two videos and I'll finish it. So what do we do in faster? It is kind of table plotting only, but it is slightly different. We implement it little differently, and we don't need specific function values to plot the curve, right? So for example, if I take r equals to 1 plus cos theta, okay, r equals to 1 plus cos theta, and I want to use faster graphing to plot it. So what do you do? So I first plot theta here and r here. Okay. In Cartesian system, I want to plot it in Cartesian system.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. 12:30 is past. And,
Yes. I am trying to finish,
yeah.
Abhijit.
Yes. Sure.
So I told that
It
this
is
is the
very
last
interesting.
topic.
Yeah.
Let me finish this faster graphing, and
Yes,
then
sir.
I'll finish.
Please.
So
Please.
this has to be completed because the lecture remains incomplete otherwise.
Sure.
So I
Right.
started 5 minutes late. Yes, I remember. So suppose you want to plot it. Okay. So theta, you plot theta in this direction, r in this direction, right? So if theta is in this direction, r is in this direction, what will be cos theta? You know that? What will be cos theta? Something like this. This is +1. This is -1. Am I right? This is pi by 2. This is pi, and so on. Okay. And this will be 2 pi. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
This is the plot of cos theta. When theta is in this direction, r is in. So you can say it is y equals to 1 plus cos x. You can treat it like this. I'm plotting this actually. Now, if I add +1, what will happen to the curve?
It will go up.
Yes. So what will you get? Actually, I have to be little. Okay. So it will be like this. Right?
Yes, sir.
Because curve is symmetric about this curve is symmetric about x-axis. You can check. Test will be true, and hence the curve is symmetric. Okay. So I need to just, if the curve is symmetric about x-axis, then how many values of theta, like what range of theta is required so that you can decide the entire curve? If the curve is symmetric about x-axis, only up to theta pi. So only I need up to this, right? This portion is not required. You can say that. Okay. So now let me
plot it. Let me plot in XY system. In XY system, how theta and r varies? Tell me. Theta in this direction, r in this direction. Am I right?
Yes.
So how do we go ahead? By using this as a table, I can plot directly the curve. This is called faster graphing. You plot in this XY system first, and then plot. XY system means you treat theta as x-axis, r as y-axis. You plot the curve, and then in the cardinal system, where theta varies in this direction, r varies radially, you can plot it. Okay. So when theta is 0, you are where? Theta is 0, r is 2.
R is 2.
Theta is 0, r is 2. So you are here. When theta increases and it goes up to, this was pi. And somewhere you will have pi by 2 also. Pi by 2, it is 1. So when theta, so you can draw various lines, thetas, right? And every time r is decreasing or not? R is decreasing. So every time you get little less r, little less r, little less r. And you get 1 here. This is 1. This is 2. Okay. This is 2. This is 1. Right. And further, when it goes from 1 to 0 up to pi, you will get this. Right. So what is happening? How to plot the curve? You start with this and you connect all these and then you reach here. So because it is symmetric, you can immediately draw the remaining curve. Okay, remaining curve also. Now you can see that how the curve is here at this point. So you can see that this is also symmetric about this line. So the curve is also symmetric, or you may not use symmetry and you can directly plot it from pi to 2 pi also, because from pi to 2 pi you can see that r is increasing. So you can draw the lines and you can, so this is called faster graphing. You can very quickly plot the curve. Okay, so with this I stop. I'll just demonstrate it by using Mathematica also. Okay, I told that I'll be doing it. So this one is actually, this is the plot of r square equals to, okay, let me show you cardioid only, or lemma. Okay, let me show you Lemma-Cans actually. So I'm just trying to plot 1 plus cos x. Okay, so I have just shown you the faster graphing, right? And so the left hand side is basically r and theta, r along y and theta along x axis. The right hand side is in the Cartesian system. The same thing I have demonstrated. So all these slides you are seeing here, Mathematica and the slides. Actually, I have used that all these content in my lectures, BTech classes. Okay, long back I started doing this programming, I think 7-8 years back. These lectures I have taken. So you see, if you change it, so 2 plus cos theta, depending on, so if it is 2 plus cos theta, you will get this kind of, this is called Lemma-Can. That was cardioid. And if I write here 1 plus 2 cos theta, we will get this. This also, I don't remember the name of this. So see the curve, this curve is always same. This curve is always same in every case, right? Yes, this curve is always same in every case, this curve. But based on its situation, whether it is moving upward or downward, every time you get a different curve in polar system. Okay, And finally, I have one more thing to, then I'll close it. One more plot I have. Actually, I told that I'll be showing you something which I have used in my classes. So this is a code written by me only. This I have not taken from any place. This is the code written by me in Mathematica. And this I used in my classes to show how, so if the two circles of same radius, they rotate on each other, one is fixed, the other one is rotating actually. So blue one is fixed, both has same radius, then this point gives you the, cardioid.
Now, at the end of this 18th Shiksha Anusandhan weekly academic lecture, I take the opportunity, I shall take a liberty to propose vote of thanks. We thank the speaker, Dr. Amit Kumar Verma. I must say that it was a concept-changing lecture on polar coordinates. Our thanks are due to the colleagues, research scholars, and students in the audience. Our big thank goes to Dr. Manoj Janjan Naik, the Honorable President of Shiksha Anusandhan deemed to be University, who have been always a source of inspiration to all of us. I extend our thanks to Professor Sunita Chand Madam, the acting head of Center for Applied Mathematics and Computing, and Professor Manjula Das, the head of the same center, for the necessary supports. And I thank Dr. Saurabh Tomar for helping us to connect with Dr. Verma. Lastly, I, on behalf of the Center for Applied Mathematics and Computing, Shiksha Anusandhan deemed to University, extend our heartfelt thanks to all. So, Dr. Verma, thank you once again for this wonderful.
Okay, Abhijit. Okay, thank you.
So, thanks to all.
See you.
And hereby, I'm officially ending.
Thank you,
the
Sunita ma'am.
meeting.
Also, she was listening. I think she was present most of the time.
Yes.
She was also present.
Sunita ma'am has rejoined again. There was a several power cuts.
Okay, it's okay. That happens.
Thank you very much for this talk, actually. It was really nice. There was a lot of power today.
Yeah, it's
resulting
okay.
in the.
So I think the
Many of
lecture
our-
is recorded. So if anyone wants to listen, they can.
It's recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a boost for a conceptual boost for all of us.
Actually, I was also like, when I started teaching, I was like, I have learned it via teaching only. The slides I was showing, the Mathematica I have developed is after finishing my PhD, and I started learning Mathematica later. When basically for teaching only, I learned it.
Yes. Thank you
Okay,
once
see
again,
you then.
Dr. Verma.
Okay, Abhijit. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you. I'm officially ending the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
see you.